Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be one of those end of day, start of day vlog things. So I just ended my last one and I will hopefully get that edited and up soon. And then I have I'm about to start my next one. So if you didn't see last week's, me and my friend Chris, who has a channel on here too, and she's almost as bad as me when it comes to not posting, or I'm almost as bad as her. She's definitely worse than I am, so yeah, I'm almost as bad as her when it comes to not posting very much. She'll post occasionally and then she'll go on hiatus for a long time and then she'll post occasionally and then go on hiatus again. So I'm hoping that my hiatus is over and that you'll actually see more of me in the coming weeks, months, whatever. But we have a TBR jar. I love watching the TBR games. It's my favorite time of the month. I watch all of them and I love them, especially the ones that have prompts. And so we decided, because both of us have enormous libraries of books that we haven't read, that it would be best if we started making prompts and choosing to help us choose what we're going to read next. So the first week was last week and it was her week, and her week was to pick out of our TBR jar. Most of our TBR jars are filled with the same types of stuff. They're not necessarily all the same, but they're close. And that's her telling me she's ready for me to pick the next prompt, because I just finished my last book, which was York. I like this a lot. It was really cute. The prompt was middle grade, and that was the first middle grade that popped into my head. And I'm actually looking forward to reading the rest of the series. If I have time, I'll actually probably start it this week, but we'll see what we pick out of the jar to see if it's gonna be a reasonable assumption. So I'm going to switch to my phone so that way I can send it to her as well. But just so you know, this is my jar. I got the jar in one of my book boxes, which if you guys want, I will definitely do an unboxing for when the next one gets here. They only come every 2 months. That's the Belle Beast boxes. They're full of romance books and they have little things inside of them. And this month they had this jar, which I thought was absolutely perfect for this project, because it says book hoarder all over it. I'm not sure if it's gonna show how well it's gonna show. No, not gonna show. Cool. There we go. So this is book hoarder all over it. It's got little books and all sorts of cutesy stuff. So I'm going to pick a prompt out of here, and I'm going to use my phone to tape me doing it and then send it to Chris, and we will both pick out a book. Last time she picked out Little Women and DNF'd it, and then went through and DNF'd like every middle grade that she had. I picked out York and loved it. So let's see what next week. Yeah, week or so. We were trying this once a week. We did about 10 days this time, so we'll see if this is better next week or not. So let's see what next week holds. Okay, here's my jar. We're gonna set it down, not look, dig through it, dig through it, dig through it, pick out one. And it is, oh, I think we're going to Goodreads. Wish us luck. All right, guys, so if you saw the little clip, you will know that we got lowest rated. Whoops. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. Let's see what Goodreads has for lowest rated. I don't have everything in here though, so I'm not exactly sure what the best way to go about doing this is. Next to me putting all of my stuff in here. So we'll go to the want to read. I have like almost 800 books in here that are wanting to read, and we're going to put them by average rating. You know what I should actually do before I really get going with this part? Let's screen share this. That way you guys can see it at the same time, and I will do like a picture-in-picture or something. So we're gonna do Goodreads, average rating, and then we're gonna reverse it, because right now we have the top rated book, and the top rated book I have is the Stormlight Archives. And we flip, it thinks, what is that? Okay. So we have The Dreaming of Daniel, which I don't even know what that is. Is that on my Kindle? Because I don't know. The next one we have is Caravellesque. I'll have to go find that. All right, so that's it for the moment. All right, so I didn't know what the first one was, the Nighttime Daniel or whatever it is. I'm assuming it's on my Kindle because I definitely do not have that book on my bookshelves, and I'm trying to stick to my bookshelves because trying to read something on my Kindle is going to be difficult as it is. So went to my bookshelves. The worst book in Goodreads on my TBR, which again is not completely accurate because I do have all of my books in another app. But of the ones in there, I have this one. Carvelesque. It's kind of small. It's about 280 pages, but I have no idea what this book is about. So let's read the little blurby. It says, it looked like any other carnival, but of course it wasn't. The boy saw it from the car window. The top of the large trailer rides over the parked trains by the railroad tracks. His parents were driving towards the new shopping center. He was looking forward to that too. But the tracery of lights above the gloomy train caught his imagination. It says, Andy walks into Relay's amazing hall of mirrors, and when he walks right into the mirror and becomes a reflection, another boy, a boy who is not Andy, goes home with Andy's parents, and the boy who was once Andy is literally pulled by the hands by the girl named Mona into another world, a carnival world where everything might happen. Okay, so again, it's short. It's got horrible ratings. So we will find out what I think of it, and I will keep you guys updated. This may be a short vlog. This is not a blog. Why does it? Oh, okay. Bye. Hi guys. It's time for an update. I'm gonna apologize for the lighting. I cannot seem to figure out how to get better lighting in this room. This is with my lights on and the window open at 12:30 in the afternoon. So it's dark. And I apologize. I will probably do most of my stuff on my phone, but my phone's got a really bad mic, and so this was a little bit better. We'll see. I looked at some of the footage, and it doesn't look like the footage is nearly as dark on my computer as it is in the window right now on the camera. So fingers crossed that I can work with this. First update. I'm DNFing Carvelesque at chapter 3. I just don't care. I have seen a movie that had a similar premise that did it better, and I just don't want to read it. So I guess this TBR jar is helping out because it's also going to help thin my crowd of books, and so I can start DNFing things that I don't want and making room for the books that do not make it onto my shelves right now. I've got a huge row of books that are on top of my bookshelf, and I would like to be able to put those on my bookshelf at some point in time. So I asked Chris, what does she think I should do? And she says, move on to the next lowest. And that would be this one. So this is the dressmaker. I don't really know what this one's about. Something about making dresses and fashion. We will see how I like it. It looks like a romance. It kind of sounds like a romance. It's the right length for a romance. It's like just under 300 pages, or just at 300 pages, as I'm trying to look. 306. So yeah, it's 300 pages. So I like romance a lot. It's one of my favorite genres to read. So we will see how this goes. I'll let you guys know. In other news, I got a box sitting right there. I have not bought much from Book Outlet in ages, but they were having a really good sale, and my daughter really, really wanted the Anna Green Gables books. So I bought her the Anna Green Gables series, which she already has downstairs because it came in 2 separate boxes. But to get the best bang out of your buck, you're supposed to spend $100 and you get 25% off. So I only ended up spending $75, and half of that was on the series of Anna Green Gables books. It was like $30 for those. So the rest of the books are behind me. I'm gonna switch to my phone for that. I know the mic isn't nearly as good, but the picture is better with the lighting situation we have going. So I will pick it up from there, and I hope you guys enjoy the little mini book haul in the middle of a vlog. Y'all, I'm dumb as hell. I started this and forgot that I wasn't recording and I forgot to press the record button. So I got halfway through the box before I remembered that I wasn't recording. So let's try this again really quick, okay? Okay. This is how far I got before I realized that I wasn't recording. So let's try again. I got a Nora Roberts book because I have a thing for Nora Roberts. I don't know what it is, but I read 2 of her series and I just keep buying her books, and I hope I like them as much as I like the first 2. All right, book I bought because of Kayla. Plus, it's an award winner, which is great because it's one of the prompts in our TBR jar as award winners, and I'm not sure what I have that qualifies for an award winner, so it's good to know I have more. But the sticker came all jacked up, so now it looks really bad. And I kind of wish I'd rather have it not on there at all than have it look like that, but what can I do? Next one I have is a book that's part of a series, which, as we know, if you have ever watched a book haul of mine, I have a really, really bad habit of buying books in series I have not started yet. I'm working on it. I'm actively working on getting better at not doing this, but I still haven't quite mastered it yet. So here we go, another book for another second part to a series that I have not started yet. This is another Kayla book. The past and other things that should stay buried. The little tagline on the back is, good friends will bury your body, the best friends will dig you back up, which I've been really into the idea of a funny horror. So I've been reading Grady Hendrix, and I've gone through a couple of his books now. I've read Horror Store and My Best Friend's Exorcist, and this book that he did about horror books in general that was like kind of like a nonfiction. But all of his books so far have been extremely funny and gross. So I am kind of loving the whole scary meets funny, and this sounds like it's that same alley. The book that I started to pull out and I realized that I wasn't recording is Head Over Heels. I like romance a lot. This is from Walmart. It's funny. I like romance a lot, so I got another romance book. This one. I will finish this series someday, I swear, and that book looks like shit. Whatever. Okay, so I am like 8 books into this series, but I have them all on my Kindle, and my Kindle is the place that all things go to die. I always forget that I have them, and I want to finish the series, but I might need to restart the series before I finish the series. So I'm getting these in paperback because I have the last couple in hardcover and everything else is on my Kindle. So this is 2 books in one. This is The Glass House and The Dead Girls Dance. I've been slowly collecting this edition of them so that I have them physically. Plus they're super, super cheap. And of course this one looks like garbage, which I may have to just, you know, email Book Outlet about and say, can you guys send me a better copy of this, please? They're usually pretty good about either sending out new copies or giving you some sort of refund, usually like half of it, which I am totally okay with. But yeah, this book kind of looks like garbage. I don't know what they did to it. In the same token, I really like L.J. Smith. I read almost the entire series, the Vampire Diaries series, and I also read The Circle, and there was a couple other ones that I read. This was one of the ones that I was really, really interested in reading, but again, it was on my Kindle. So I've been collecting this edition of these books because I think they're really pretty. I have all but number 3 now. I've been slowly being able to collect all of them, and I still need number 3. But I think they're really pretty. They look really pretty together, and I'm so excited to find number 2. So that means I've only got 1 left that I need to get. And then I'll have the entire series. Again, L.J. Smith is just like Nora Roberts. I trust her because I've read enough of her books. I do need to finish Vampire Diaries eventually, but again, it's one of those ones I'm probably going to have to go back through and reread the whole thing in order to figure out exactly where I'm at, because it took a massive turn from the series right from the get-go. And where I got to was the last book that L.J. Smith wrote until her publisher for these books fired her and had somebody else ghostwrite the rest of them. So I want to read the last book that she wrote, and then I have Kindle versions of her fan fiction about how she wanted to end the series. But she was one of those authors way back in the 80s that got contracted to write the story, and I don't know how to describe it. The way they described it was that she was paid, they gave her the premise, she was paid to write the story, but they had a lot of say-so about where the series went. And when they got to the end of the series, the author wanted to go one direction and the publishers wanted to go another direction. And because she was hired to write the books, they fired her from writing the books and hired somebody else to write the last couple in her place. So she wrote her last couple and put them on Kindle or online for like fan fiction, and I bought them because they were like $1 each. And I want to actually finish the series, but I want to finish it her way, not their way. So I will probably get rid of the last couple books that they published. They changed the cover, so it's really obvious. Like, they go from being black and red to blue, and so the blue ones are a different author, and I'm gonna finish at the red ones and then go back and read the ones on my Kindle. But same author, probably the same idea, premise, where they gave her an idea and told her to write it. Because I think that's how they just did things back in the 80s with a lot of these serialized books. But I want to finish this. Okay, we have another book that I have the first one for and I have not read it, but really, really wanted to get the second one at the same time. This is Bid My Soul Farewell. It's the sequel to Give the Dark My Love, which was one of Chelsea Palmer's like favorite books, that her favorite YA books, and she still raves about it every once in a while. Whenever it comes up, she's like loving it. So I wanted to also read it because I trust Chelsea. All right, last two. So we have York number 3. I loved the first book, so I have the second book already, and this is the third one, and I can finish off the series. Based on reading the first one, I'm gonna say that it's gonna take all 3 books before you actually have them finish the cipher. But I really like the first one, so here's the third one. Last book. I love retellings, and this is a Red Riding Hood retelling. I'm not really sure. I mean, it's still YA, I think. I can never remember what I buy anymore. It says, you are alone in the woods, seen by the unblinking yellow moon. Your hands are empty, you are nearly naked, and the wolf is angry. I'm a sucker, what can I say? Okay, so this is my little haul. I hope you liked my little haul that I had. I feel stupid that I forgot to press the record button. It's on my phone. It's the big red one, and I still forgot to press that stupid thing. All right, whatever. I just finished editing last week's vlog for York, and so I will get that up today or tomorrow. And hopefully this one will last about another week, and then we will pick new books out of the jar. And it's gonna be Chris's turn next. Hopefully I like the Dressmaker more than I liked the Carnival one, which will go downstairs and immediately go into my get rid of pile, which is great because my husband's going to Virginia in a couple weeks and they have the best used bookstore out there. So I'm going to send him in with books and hopefully he'll come out with more. But yeah, that's it for the moment. So I will let you guys go and bug you again later. Bye. Hi guys. Okay, so book update time. So the book that I went to after I DNF the Carvel-esque is The Dressmaker. So The Dressmaker doesn't have a lot of reviews. It looks like it's only been read or reviewed or marked as read or whatever it is I do on Goodreads like 800 times. So I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm this far in. So I am 50 pages in and I don't think I can do this anymore. So everything I read in the reviews, because I started reading reviews last night because I was like, okay, why did everyone mark this bad? Because one, the writing is really flowery, but it's not a bad thing. So it's kind of captivating, but at the same time, it's kind of dull. So there's one part in this first 50 pages where the dressmaker goes to a party and spends an entire page talking about the history of a wine cellar that he's not even really going into. He goes into it for like a split second and behaves badly in that split second that he's down there. But for the most part, I don't understand why he's giving us the entire history of this wine cellar. But for the most part, the book is about this dressmaker who lives in this little podunk town outside of Paris. And apparently he's very well loved, very well renowned, and so he gets lots of business. And he has this snarky, rather rude jerk of an assistant who ends up quitting like 20 pages in because he tells him that he's not allowed to stalk one of the patrons who is coming to the dress shop for a wedding dress. But in the same breath that he's telling him not to stalk this woman, he himself is massively infatuated with this woman and thinks that it's a terrible shame that she's coming to him for a wedding dress. But she is. She's coming to him for a wedding dress. And it's just kind of, why are you lusting after this woman? I understand she's beautiful. I understand that she's intriguing or interesting, and she seems to like you. But why are you lusting after her? Calm yourself down now. And I read the reviews, just trying to get an idea of what was in store. Do I want to finish this book or not? Because I mean, it's not bad enough where I'm instinctually like, no, I don't want to read this. But it's, at the same time, it's kind of like, do I really want to read this? So I read the reviews. It talks about how he stalks this poor girl, how there is, the best part of it is the first third of the book, and I'm pretty much done with the first third of the book. And if this is the best part of the book, then I'm really questioning everything. Most of the reviews said if you're really into couture, it's kind of fun, but as you can see from my wardrobe, I'm not. If I was going to go any direction fashion-wise, it definitely would be towards couture. No, I don't dress the way I'd like to, but at the same time, that's not it either. So I think I'm gonna put the book down. I'm not sure if I'm going to DNF it or if I'm just gonna put it down for now. But this is the second book that's been kind of a fail, and I need to move on. And I don't want to put myself back into a reading slump. I've been in a reading slump for like a year and a half, which is part of the reason why I didn't film for so long. It was because I really wasn't reading very much. If I was reading, it was all audiobooks, and most of them were like rereads. I went through several series over again in this last year. I went through the Throne of Glass series over again. I went through the ACOTAR series over again. I went through Harry Potter twice. So I didn't really have much content for you guys, which is why I didn't film much, and I don't want a bad book to put me back there. So as of right now, we are moving on. I'm going to put this in the tentative DNF pile. If we get a poll that says something like try again on a book, maybe this will be the book I try again. But as of right now, I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this vlog for right now. It wasn't the best vlog. I DNF'd 2 books, but it's a start. I'm getting back in there. I'm starting to read again, and I am actually working my way through my bookshelves, which is also helpful. So Chris has texted me a bunch in the last few minutes, so I'm assuming that means that we have the next prompt ready to be pulled. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one here, and then I will start the next one momentarily with the video for the poll for the next book. So fingers crossed, next one's better than the last one. So far her polls have been good and mine have been bad. Let's see if this trend continues. I will talk to you again probably next week. Bye.